Hey, good morning, folks, and welcome back to the Are We There Yet channel. Today, I am going to teach you a time-honored recipe that harkens back to the days of the early 20th century. Now, personally, I learned this recipe in the 70s, and my brothers and I, we refined it throughout the 80s. And while we watched Saturday morning cartoons and our parents slept off the excesses of those decades, today we are going to learn how to make a bowl of cereal. We're going to go over the tools, we're going to go over the ingredients, we're going to go over the steps to make that bowl of cereal perfectly, and then we're going to talk about several ways where you can improvise the recipe and make it an artesian bowl of cereal. So come with me on this adventure. I will set up for this video right now, and we'll first start talking about the tools. Okay, folks, the first implement that we need is a bowl. Now, if you look in your kitchen, you'll probably find many different size bowls. I recommend a bowl about this size. You can choose a larger bowl if you like, and you can use that to, up the portion size when we get into that. But I tend to like to make single servings of this recipe. So choose a bowl that suits you, but for this video, I'm going to use a standard size bowl that most of you will be able to find in your kitchen. Now, the second implement we're going to need is a spoon. I do recommend a spoon of this size. You can choose to use a larger spoon or a smaller spoon. Now that will impact perhaps your ability to eat the cereal once it's created, but it's really up to you. It's your whole culinary experience that's important in making this bowl of cereal your own. So if you like a larger spoon or a wooden spoon, okay, or a plastic spoon, then by all means, use the implement that will make you enjoy this process more. And the final implement is not for everybody, and I'll admit that I don't use this because it's not really my style for my recipe and the recipe you're going to learn. But if this is for you, then by all means, what I have here is a measuring cup. If you were the more precise type and you're the more exacting type, then by all means, use a measuring cup. This will give you a consistent bowl of cereal that will be the same each and every time you create it. If that's the kind of bowl of cereal that suits you, then by all means, incorporate this measuring cup into your bowl of cereal recipe. All right. So back in a second, then we're going to talk about the ingredients. Okay, the first ingredient that we're going to incorporate in this recipe is probably the most important, and that is the cereal. Now, the cereal is the factor that you probably have the highest level of variable in. When you choose a cereal at the supermarket, you're choosing a cereal that appeals to you for some reason. Maybe you like a fortified cereal. Maybe you like a plain cereal. Maybe you like a sugary cereal. This is the part where you get to customize this recipe to your own needs. For today, I have chosen Puffins. Now, Puffins is not as sweet as, say, Captain Crunch peanut butter. Maybe not as good, but it is a little more health conscious, and since I'm getting on in age, I will choose Puffins over Captain Crunch. But by all means, choose the cereal that really suits your lifestyle the best. So the next ingredient, let me set this aside, the next ingredient that's important in creating a bowl of cereal is milk. Now, there's a lot of variable in milk, as many of you will know. In this case, for this recipe, I am choosing the Clover brand 1% low-fat milk. Now, sometimes you might have a favorite other than Clover, Lucerne, or whatever your local dairy produces, and that's okay. Whatever your taste is suited for, go ahead and choose that milk. Now you also might like a 2%, you might like a whole milk. Some of you may even choose for like a soy milk or an almond milk, or if you have lactose issues, you may want a lactose-free milk. So don't let milk choice prevent you from making this bowl of cereal. Choose the milk that you prefer or that will go with your health, and utilize that milk to create this recipe. So let's start this recipe off. The first step after you selected your ingredients is to actually open the box. Now this is a fresh box and it's going to be sealed. Okay, so when we open the box, we just put our fingers under the flap and pry it up. Now typically it's also sealed, so don't let this stop you. There are many ways. You could take a pair of scissors and cut it, or if you're more like me, you're just going to rip it open. So I'm just going to rip it open now. There we go. Okay, so now we have the cereal open. If we look closely on the side, we can see that the corporation is telling us that the serving size is 1 cup. Okay, 1 cup. So for you precision-minded cereal eaters, this is where the measuring cup is going to come in handy. You can pour exactly 1 cup of cereal in here, and that will help you control your portion size. Now for the right brainers out there, right, the artistically minded, this is where the improvisational comes in. This is where we sort of go with the heart and determine how much cereal we want to put in that recipe. It's like a little more cinnamon, or let's put more chocolate chips in our chocolate chip cookies. Today in this recipe, we are going to do the more artistic approach. It's not to say that that's the best way, but that's my recipe and the recipe I'm teaching today, the artistic approach. So now I am going to cut closer to the bowl so you guys can actually see me pouring the cereal. So hang in there a sec while I change the angle. Okay, here goes the pour. Now a lot of things will go into this. How hungry am I? How much cereal is left in the box? Do I have to share this cereal with anybody, or can I just eat exactly how much I want? So today's date, I'm going to go with, I'm the only one eating this cereal. I can pour as much cereal or as less cereal as I would like. So here we go. Now watch, I move the little flap down. I smooth out the bag, and watch the smooth pour, and they're going to just tumble out. Tumble, I shake the box a little. Right, this is a shake, a shake, a shake, a shake, a shake, and then we stop. So if I were more hungry, I would fill the bowl a little bit more. But this is the exact amount that my heart tells me, the artist in me tells me that I want to eat. All right? So next, let's cut to the milk. So let's get back to the milk. Let me explain it to you, and we'll actually open up the milk on camera. So hang in there. All right, so we have the Clover milk. Okay, so we have the Clover milk, and it clearly tells you which side to open it. I'm gonna go with the suggested side, but if your personal self thinks that, you know, you wanna be an anarchist and open it from the other side, it's perfectly viable option. It's your recipe. Do it your way. I am going to open it with the corporation suggested side. I figured they did all their research and development, and this is probably going to be the best way to get a good pour. So here we go. You put your thumbs right here, your thumbs, and you pull apart all the way back here, and you push back. See how I'm pushing back? And then you push forward, and boom. Look, you got a spout now. Now that's going to make for a very accurate pour. So if you are the kind of person that's precision-minded, we once again will go back to the measuring cup. So 1 serving size of this is 1 cup. So the corporations, the two corporations are obviously colluding, and they're saying 1 cup and 1 cup. Now you don't have to do 1 cup. If you want to do half a cup, you do half a cup. But if you're precision minded, you can break out your measuring cup and do it that way. Me, I prefer to do it the artistic way. Now I'm going to just improvise here, and I'm going to pour. So let's see. Are we ready? Here we go. I'm going to pour. This is a new milk carton, so it's going to come out fast. All right, gravity. There's a lot of weight behind it, so just control, 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 control. And the pour's on, and I'm going to get it around the edge. There we go. There we go. There we go. And there we go. Now you may not agree with me, but I happen to think that this is a damn fine bowl of cereal. Damn fine. So the next phase of this recipe is, how do I make this my own? Other than serving size, other than choosing a different type of cereal when you're in the cereal aisle, how do I make this my own? So when we were kids, you'll probably recall, we often used to add stuff to the cereal. Now mainly it's because we had Cheerios and it was pretty damn boring, and we used to add sugar on top. Wheaties, we would add sugar on top. But if you are a little more creative and you have more resources, then you may choose to do something like add whipped cream. Perfectly okay. Add whipped cream. Or sprinkles. Or if you're a little more health conscious, you might want to add, say, fruit. Chop up bananas or put strawberries in there. I prefer to chop the strawberries up rather than plunk whole strawberries, but if you're a whole strawberry plunker type, go ahead and plunk away. And so now, today, right here, right now, we have a delicious bowl of cereal. I want you to take this recipe with you, carry it around with you for the rest of your life. When you're hungry and you need something to satisfy that hunger, you can confidently walk into that cereal aisle, understanding how all this comes together. So if you really appreciate this content and you like this recipe, I'm going to ask you to like this video. And I'm also going to ask you to subscribe to this channel, because I have a lot more recipes to share with you guys, and this is just one of my favorites. So in the meantime, I'm going to eat this bowl of cereal. You all have a nice day. Great.